So after their India-Pakistan Operation Sindoor, in which they lost approximately 6 aircraft, India is inching closer to adopting the Russian Su-57. Stung by its recent losses in a brief air war against Pakistan, they have gone to a modern Russian fighter, and Moscow is now trying to see if they can do it. They're crunching the numbers to determine the level of investments required for the Su-57. And that report, if you click on it, doesn't exist. So can't confirm or deny. No, it says according to a report, but you click on that, it doesn't go anywhere. Oh, it does. On yours, it does. Perfect.
Look at that.
Yeah. So Hindustan Aeronautics Limited already licensed manufacturers of the Su-30 MKI, and it would be used for Su-57s as well. They're concerned to carry out studies to determine the level of investments to make the manufacture the aircraft in India. Other facilities in India where they make Russian origin equipment. Because remember, they also have the SAMs, right? The S-400, which they talk about. High-end air defense systems like the S-500, S-400. Russian side from its topmost level has been asking India to buy the Su-57 jets. And obviously that would be their first 5th-gen fighter, right, Gonky? Yeah.
That's right.
So anyway, reviving the old project cannot be ruled out. Russians from the topmost level have been asking them to buy it. It was part of the Russian 5th-generation fighter aircraft project till 8 to 10 years ago, but backed out due to some issues. And now they're like, hey, maybe we'll do that again. So Gonky, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds kind of like the hang up is the whole technology sharing piece with building it in India. I remember 10 years ago when Boeing was trying to sell the Super Hornet to India, that was kind of one of the things. And that was one of the challenges that they were facing with India and Malaysia and a lot of these countries is they want some of the production responsibility. And I think a lot of that obviously lies in them wanting not to be 100% dependent, right? And then to make their aviation industry stronger and better. I don't know, man. The whole how many airplanes they lost recently. We've argued about it on the show as whether it can be confirmed or not. But
well, Trump came out and confirmed it allegedly.
Did he?
Yeah, he said. I mean, he mentioned 6 aircraft. So
if you look at Pakistan and India, planes were being knocked out of the air. 6 or 7 planes came down.
Okay.
And they're using that as, hey, that's a pretty big confirmation. More. I mean, in the Pakistan and the presentation, was pretty. I mean, it was pretty good, right? The presentation that they gave was pretty solid.
It's very good.
The Indian side has been not as forthcoming with information.
Wasn't as organized.
Yeah, and that's not to say that means anything. It just means one side has presented a case better than the other. But if you think about it, they've got the Rafale. The Su-30 is getting long in the tooth now. It used to be, frontline fighter, but the world is moving on. And so, what is your next thing?
I think it makes, sorry.
Well, didn't they look at the F-35 for a little while and then that kind of got shot down?
I think any country with S-400s and 500s is probably, that's probably not. Yeah. So I mean, where do you go to buy a 5th-gen fighter?
Well, right? The KF-21, Russia,
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they're looking at all of those. I think Russia is interested in somebody buying it because that will only help, I think, the Russian version, the Su-57, cost-wise.
Was it Algeria that just bought the Su-57? Didn't we just cover that?
I don't know. I can't remember. These aircraft programs was it Algeria?
Algeria confirms acquisition of Su-57 will be delivered by the end of 2025.
All right.
In fact, the Su-57 was at the Aero India 25 air show in February. So,
okay,
there you go. And dude, the Su-57's, amazing machine.
Yeah, the demonstration it puts on the air show is phenomenal. Now, what it does underneath the skin, I have no idea. Right? It just might be a great air show machine, or it might be a freaking little mini Death Star. I don't know.
Well, it has not shown that in current conflicts in Ukraine.
It has.
Maybe that's because they're just, like we're going to talk about this later. We're not sending the F-22 everywhere. So
right. You want to kind of keep. Yeah, and it's relatively new. So maybe they're. I don't know. but it makes sense to me that, like you said, man, I mean, India has been fielding the Su-30 for over 20 years now. They build it, right? I mean, so it makes sense that they're looking for the next, their next fighter, the next generation. So they have strong ties with, Russian technology and how they build airplanes and Russian design. So I'm not really surprised, regardless of what happened between them and Pakistan. I'm not surprised that they are taking a
Well,
hard look at the Su-57.
I mean, if you look at the most recent conflict, it will be interesting if you have them buying Su-57s and Pakistan with Chinese
Yeah.
fighters. I mean, can you imagine Su-57 versus J-20? I mean, wow, PL-15. I mean,
yeah,
like,
yeah, with some S-500 sprinkled in.
China versus Russian tech. I mean, who would have thought that? That's such an interesting power dynamic. And then sprinkled in a couple Pakistani F-16s too, and you're like this is just a hodgepodge of everything.
Yeah. I mean, we hope that never happens, of course.
Well,
but
right.
I mean, you're right. Like it's, yeah. Yeah. The future could be kind of wild. But I mean, as far as India, dude, and that Su-57, in my mind, it kind of makes sense,
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they end up doing. I mean, this is not the first time we've seen like rumors that, it's just rumblings and it's not anything, but I can easily see it after what just happened where they're like, because they're proud people, right? And, now you start saying, well, how do we prevent this from happening again? And you start upgrading and you already needed to, because like I said, Su-30s aren't exactly brand new anymore. It'd be interesting if they do like they did with the Su-30, right? If they're building it in India, because the Su-30 MKI is it's actually better in a lot of ways, got different avionics. And so if they get their own license to build the Su-57, is there a Su-57 MKI that's even better?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure that, the spec of jet that the Russians are going to give them is going to be the Indian export variant. I don't know what they're going to name it, but then once the Indians have it, like you said, Mover, they've been in the aerospace fighter game for a while with some pretty good equipment, and they're more than capable of making it their own.
Yeah, for sure.